Hello, Sparrows. Good day, darlings. What's fabulous with you today? What's fabulous with you today? It is Matters of the Heart Monday. And of course, I am Valerie Miller of TVM, the Valerie Miller Double Fold. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. You do. So come on in. Come on in. Hopefully you've had a fabulous Monday. That's my hope for you. Mine went by like a blur. It just went by like a blur. So I'm so excited. If you see on the timeline, love never dies. And if you think so, it was never genuine. That's what we're talking about tonight. It's a juicy. So come on in and get comfortable. Say hi. Let me know how you're doing, how your day has gone, right? Let me know how you're doing. So come on in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Oh my gosh. It's always something to talk about when it comes to that L-O-V-E. L-O-V-E, right? Hi, Blanche. Hi, Sheila. And when it comes to that four-letter word, L-O-V-E, my goodness, the things we'll do for it, the things we've done because of it, in it, through it. OMG, right? O-M-N-G. The thing is, having to accept the fact that it has everything to do with all relationships. There's no way around it. And when you're looking at it for what it sincerely is, we are better off when we know our boundaries, when we know what it takes for us to be true to it, when we allow the proper people into our lives. That's what I'm talking about. It never dies. And sometimes, at some point in life, we've probably met someone that we just love that person so much. We just love that person. However, even though the time may have come where we've had to make a decision to part, love never dies, if it was sincere. Ponder that for a moment. Because I know there have been people that comes and goes, right? And of course, every single week, we're speaking from How I Became Fabulous and the Lady all the time. So the consensus and the basis of this book is due to L-O-V-E. At the end of the day, that's exactly what it was. Due to my first love, losing my son, who I became because of the losses. Thinking in my mind that I had it resolved. I took care of that. I'm going to be all right. I'm okay. And then we suppress things sometimes. However, if it's sincere, love never dies. It does not. It does not. And if you can get over someone way too quick and move on and jump and move on with someone else so fast, you need to question the love. Did you love them in the first place, right? That's what we are talking about tonight. So come on in. Hi, Reginald. How are you tonight, sir? Michelle, come on in. Lisa Woods, come on in. So what are you saying, Blanche? The same thing, okay, to do to get me is the same thing you have to do to keep me. And some men don't understand that. Oh, you hit the nail on the head with that one. You hit the nail on the head with that. Because sometimes, just sometimes, when you feel like you have them, I can loosen the reins a little bit. I can change a little bit because I have her heart, or I have his heart, when you look at it from those standpoints. And that has a lot to do with the topic for today. I had someone from the past to resurface, and they keep popping up like a jack in the box periodically, and I'm not understanding just why. So with that said, I asked the question, why are you doing it? What is this all about? Move on. I have left? What is the problem here? So looking at it from that standpoint, the love is still there. It's going to be there because it was genuine from my part, and maybe for his too. That's what he says. However, at the same time, you moved on awful quick. And now that you've done that, you're feeling the wrath of that. Because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. By the time you realize that the grass isn't greener, it's too late. It's too late. So that's what I'm talking about tonight. One person decides to move on, the other person accepts, and then it's about smooches or arrivederci. However, you move on with your life, and then one day, here they go. It's too late. It's too late. So that's what I'm talking about. There's the lustful side of relationships, and then there's the love side of relationships. I've already mentioned, the grass isn't always greener. It is not always greener. You know, you're dealing with emotions. You're dealing with things that you may want. Because you want it doesn't mean that it's a necessity. What are your standards looking like? What do you sincerely want in those love relationships? You have to question that. And which side are you falling on in the relationships when you're out and you're dating and you're meeting someone new? Is it lust or is it love? Strikingly close, but you have to write those things down. You really have to assess what it is, what it isn't. Is it what I need in my life? Is it something I need to go ahead and expel from my life? Because in the event you accept someone in and it's not quite right, oh my goodness, you live to regret it. And if not regretting it, you're going to question yourself, why did I allow myself into this position, into this particular role? Yeah, so you have to look at both sides of the fence. Where do you stand today? What is going on in your life? The attraction of those people. Why did those things end? Those relationships. How long were you in it? Hi, Reggie. How long were you in it? $1 million questions. $1 million questions. Because things that are unfinished tend to come back, and you have to close the doors on them. Even when you may have felt that you had, not always for both parties. It's over time, I've just had to learn that it's not about the closure of anything. Hi, Veronica Morris. It's the acceptance of it. When you know something's over, it is over. Leave it for where it is. Doesn't mean that you stop loving the person. Love does not die if it's sincere, if it's genuine. However, in the event it wasn't sincere, then it's easy for you to jump back on that horse. It's easy to go back out here and hook up with somebody else overnight, just like that. Maybe even marry the person. You have to look at it for what it is. We all have different standards. We have different wants. We have different needs in our lives. Just making sure that love is sincerely love and not lust. Because lust will have you in a position of where, oh my goodness, questioning yourself, questioning the other person. However, at the end of the day, when you know from your heart to their heart that it was sincere, that you truly love this person, then sometimes you just got to just throw it back into the ocean and say, you know what? I did all I can do, and this is what it is. Because life goes on. It's not like you're going to stop or you're going to die because this person isn't in your life anymore. You have to allow them to be free, to soar, to adventure, right? Just like you do. However, you have to accept that fact. One day they may surface right back, and then here you are having to deal with those same individuals. You have to have those same conversations, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this is deja vu moment. Why am I having this today? It's been so long ago since having this. Because you have to look at it. The other person thought the grass was greener on the other side, realizing that it wasn't. It's too late now. Anchor's up. Ship sailed. On to a new day. The beauty in it all is love never dies. It doesn't. You can still love them, but it doesn't mean you have to be with them. For the simple fact the relationship itself has changed because of choices made, character that's displayed, behaviors shown. We tend to not forget those things. We tend not to do that because never forget. However, we all change. We all evolve. I'm not one to judge anyone. However, I do remember, I'm not going to forget too quickly. Oh no, I'm not going to forget too quickly. So I see you have quite a few things out here, Blanche. Let me see what else you have. You said, I've been a widow since 2005. Have not been in a relationship since. Now I'm ready for something. Okay, I'm going to see if I can pull it all up. You say you're ready for something to do to get you in the same thing you had to do to keep. Okay, so you had a relationship, you were married, you're now widowed, you're at the point to where now you're ready. Right? So looking at what it is, dating today is different. Oh my gosh, it is so different. It's different. It takes a lot of focus and being ready and prepared necessary. Oh my goodness. I'm exhausted just meeting someone new. However, on the other side of that, I'm excited. I'm excited about meeting someone completely new. Completely new. Because it's been so many years of back and forth, and you spend time with these individuals for many years, and then it just don't align right. I'm grateful for that. I learned a lot being married. Yes, I did. I learned a heck of a lot being married. And once you learn certain things, you pick up on those red flags. You pick up on little things that pop up in the midst of conversations that is that, And I talked about having that, in the book. I talked about it. It was so many times I had someone in my life, and I'm just talking to them, and I would have those, I wonder why he said that. I wonder why he does that. Now, not all the time am I going to just ask a direct question, because I like to monitor. Yes, I'm going to see, I'm going to watch for a period of time. Because you can ask a question and get an answer, but is it the truth? However, when you watch behaviors, when you listen to conversations, you see interactions, those are the truths. And there are many times when you do not have to ask a question. You simply watch. You simply listen. And those were some things I had to bring back up in that conversation, you know. And I did that today. And after having that conversation, I said, you know what? You can sincerely love individuals. However, you don't have to accept their behavior. You simply don't. You do not have to do that, right? Maria, hi, welcome to the room. James, hi, Demetrius. So, when Ebony Blue, hey girl. So when you are in that space, whether if you're in a relationship with someone right now, if you're interested in meeting someone new right now, however, love never dies. The heart tends to choose who it attaches to. Just make sure that you're allowing the right information into your heart to make that decision, because your heart and your mind syncs with that emotion. Emotions can take us someplace. Emotions fall on that lustful side. It really does. However, love, that's the spirit. The spirit brings joy. It's about joy in your life. We can be happy all day. We can be happy in a relationship that's all caught up in emotion, that is full of wants, you know, the flesh of things. Oh yeah, oh my gosh. It can get so heated, and it can be the most beautiful thing and the wrong thing all at the same time. And I know I'm not the only one that's had that experience. I've had it many times in my life. What about you? Why don't you share something? I promise you, it's so eye-opening. But then when you have those same individuals periodically coming back into your life, you have to sit and ask yourself those die-hard questions. What in the world is going on? And it's just because you know you did the right thing. You know you were that amazing person. You know you gave it all you had. For whatever reason at that particular time, it just wasn't enough for that individual because they thought the grass was greener on the other side. And then got themselves out there and realized, oh my goodness, I had everything with Valerie. I had everything with Maria. I had everything with Sheldon. I had everything with Demetrius. So when you look at weighing your odds, knowing what you bring to a situation, to a relationship, that's when you have your confidence. And for me, I call it Godfidence because I know I pray about everything. I pray about everyone. And when I'm praying over myself, over the person that's in my life, over the people that I'm attracting to my life, that's when, you know, I've extended all the juice to you. I've extended my love. I've extended my care and kindness. I've supported. I've done all of these things and prayed over you all at the same time. So when you know you've done this in any relationship and you know your love is genuine, pat yourself on the back. Thank God for the favor that they left. And I've always been that one. I'm woman enough to thank them. Even after they've left, I thank them for their presence in my life. I thank them for the time spent. I thank them for the lessons received and taught. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Sheldon. So when you look at it from those sides, am I in this relationship? Is it lustful or is it love? Love is going to be the spirit. Your spirit is guiding. You're praying about it. You're going all the way through it because it can be tough in relationships sometimes. It's not always rolled out red carpet. It takes work to have anything beautiful. You have to nurture it. You have to spend time in it. You're sculpting it. And it's because you're spending time with each other. You're learning everything about each other. So when love takes place and takes root, it's there. It is there. And it's the most beautiful thing ever. You respect it. You enjoy it. It's the one thing everyone looks for. We all look for it in life. It's not a person on this earth not wanting love in their life. Everybody wants it, desires it, look for it, would do anything for it. However, just make sure you're fighting for the right people. I think I've had a conversation on that before. Make sure it's the right people, because if you're, digging your nails and your thoughts and your hopes and your prayers and dreams, you're putting all into the wrong person, not what you want. Not what you want at all, Sparrows. So my promise to you is to say, I'm going to always bring you information, anything that new comes up in my life, and I find it like, oh my gosh. And I've had to write something about it. I so happen to be doing some inserts today, writing in my book, because I told you books 2 and 3 is coming out in 2020. So today I so happen to be putting some inserts in book 3 of some things that came to mind. So that's where love never dies. If you think so, it was never genuine. That's where that came from. That's a quote that I'm using in book number 3. And it came to me after having that conversation from that individual from my past. I was just calling to check on you, Valerie. And I said, oh my goodness, why? Why? Didn't we have this conversation several months back? Deja vu moment. People tend to test you. They tend to test you. But when you have genuine love on one side, then you have lustful love on the other side, there isn't a balance. There's no balance. That's what I'm saying to you today. It's eye-opening. It's really eye-opening. And you have to just say, I'm so grateful that this happened. I'm so grateful that this happened, because it reminds you that you're on the right track. It reminds you that, nope, it's nothing wrong with you. It's nothing wrong with me. Not at all. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm so grateful that I did all I could do in that space, because now the other person comes back when they realize they made the worst mistake. You know? And it's not gloating. It's just a subtle confidence. It's just a subtle reminder to stay the course. And even though you loved that person and you still love them, doesn't mean that you have to keep them in your life. Love from a distance. I wish you well. However, my life is going really grand right now. My life is great right now. I'm not going to give you a play-by-play because they tend to probe. I'm not giving you a play-by-play. However, I'm blessed. And I want you to be also. That's right. So Maria, you're saying you have to be able to know the difference. You absolutely do. Because if you're not knowing the difference between love and lustful love, that's where heartbreak comes. And we're to protect our hearts at all times. And we have to really exude some strength, because if you're not careful, if you're not exuding that strength to keep yourself focused and balanced, don't forget what it took for you to become who you are in the present. Because it takes work to get past a failed relationship, an ended relationship, especially one that you've been in for quite a while. I'm talking years. 5, 6, 7 years. You've invested that kind of time in someone, and then you depart. That's what I'm saying. It's intentional work that you have to invest in yourself, to pull yourself back up, to remind yourself, I am amazing. I know who I am. I am love. I give love. I display love. I receive love. This person wasn't just the best one for me. Hi, Cousin Derek. Hi, Marie Patterson, Nancy Clark. Look at things in your reality eyesight. Look at it from the real. And then you notice I put, what was the quote today? Philippians 4 through 13. So read it at your leisure. However, it's talking about matters of the heart. How important it is to protect your heart. Just don't give it away to somebody because you love them. If they're not displaying to you that they love you, they respect you, and not disrespecting you. Because I had to say to this individual today, oh, honey, you know you're disrespecting me by calling. He can understand why or how he was disrespecting. I said, because you forgot that I asked you not to contact me again. But since you're thinking about me, since you want to know how I'm doing, forget what I say. You want to do what you want. You know that was one of the problems that we had. Did you forget? I haven't. And I'm speaking just like this. So make sure that you're on the right side of love. Make sure that you are being respected at all times and not disrespected. Because it takes a disrespectful person, even though they say they're in the vein of love, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it at all. However, you're in the alignment of selfishness in this moment, right? It doesn't matter what Valerie said. I'm calling her anyway. Disrespect. So when you look at it from that side, that's all on the LL, the lustful love, right? But when it's true love and it's sincere, the piece that I'm talking about when I say love never dies, one person in the relationship has that sincere love. They have that spirit, that aligned, that purposeful, that always kind of love. It's never going to change. It's always one in the pair, in the couple, that is truly sincere. Chances are it's probably you. It's probably you. Because I know this for me. Because when I'm with you, I'm going to give you what I have. I'm going to do what I have to do. Because that's who I am. I love, and I love extremely hard. However, I know how to close that door also. I haven't forgotten those behaviors. I haven't forgotten. And funny thing is, a lot of those behaviors, those character traits showed up on the call. Showed up. Another reminder, like, oh, boo, I need to get off the line. That's confirmation. It's time to get off the phone. Stay true to yourself and be grateful that you made a decision to move on with your life. I bid you adieu. Get some help with that. However, I'm not the one. I know I'm your lifestyle, conscious lifestyle strategist. However, that's a conflict of interest. No, I'm not doing that. But it takes that strength. And going back to Philippians 4:4-13, just go ahead and read it at your leisure. It's a great reminder of how to protect that heart. However, at the same time, you have to have strength in it. It's going to take Jesus sometimes, Big Brother God, I promise you, to remind you. Because that last scripture in there, verse 13, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And I had to go all the way down and say, ooh, God, woo. I put the phone on mute and said, ooh, Jesus, please give me the strength to get through these moments. And guess what? Gracefully I did. Gracefully I did. So it was so much beauty in the conversation. I made the right decision. Thank you, Lord. Because you have to cut the attachment. You have to cut the strings when you have someone in your life that is not right for you. The love does not die. I'm grateful that I'm capable of loving like that. I'm so grateful. Hi, John Hamilton. I'm grateful that I have that type of love and capacity in my heart to where I can just give it away, and grateful that I have it to give it away. Because exuding and knowing who I am, and you knowing who you are in the midst of all things at all times, when you can say, I am love, because you're the reflection of God. So He's love. We all know that. So when you can say, I am love, and you do all things in love, through love, out of love, because of love, you're in alignment. Your spirit is aligned. You are purposeful. You are intentional. That's what I mean when I was saying love never dies. I can love the heck out of you and not be with you all at the same time. Because I know it's something greater for me. Love surrounds. It's everywhere. Just make sure that you have your eyes open, head up, phones down. Put those devices away, because you're probably walking past somebody amazing, but you don't see them because your head's down. Those phones, those tablets, all of those devices, it's a place and it's a time for them. However, keep your head up, stay focused, and love on yourself. Give yourself kudos when you've dodged another bullet. when someone from that past shows up and you're like, what in the world do they want? What is this? You see them popping up on social media. Then they have the nerve to call your phone. I'm not so quick to block someone. Now, I will fade to black on you, but I'm not so quick to block anyone because block is so permanent. However, I'm entertaining the thought of actual block on this person because I feel like it's going to be continual every several months. They're going to continue to show up. And to me, that's disrespect. And when I feel like you're disrespecting me, now I've got to cut all connection, all communication. Everything is now truly severed. You have to respect yourself. Even though somebody else may not, respect yourself to cut off communication with someone who's blatantly disrespecting you because they're standing in selfishness. That's what I'm talking about today. Sincerely. And that's all the juice I have to serve today. I just had to share it. And guess what else? They've given me so much more juice to add to book 3. And that's what he said. Valerie, I know you're going to write about this. I said, yes, sir. You continue to give me juice. You continue to give me topics to talk about. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you that much. Now you go on back to that life of yours. You go on back to who you chose. You go on back to your wife. You do that, you know. And my gosh. Whew. That's what kind of day I've had. Dousing old flames. Oh man, why are you resurfacing? This is so done. Nail in the coffin. This is it. So you've been served your juice, Sparrows, and all I care about is if you sip on that thing, if you gulp it, however you choose to do it, marinate on it, just ingest it. Congratulate yourself every time you realize that you know you've stood in your truth. You know you tried. You know you gave it all you had. You know without doubt. And they do too. They know it also. They know it. But that grass is never greener on the other side. Because I know how fabulous I am. I don't call myself fabulous for nothing. I sincerely do not. I'm fabulous in Christ. That's what fabulous means to me. Because I know Big Brother God, He got me. He have me all the time. So when I'm praying for you, I want the absolute best for you, and you still act a mess. God, just like He entered my life, I pray that you remove it. Remove him this time and keep him gone. Thank you. And think about the grace that you're going to get from being obedient, for listening and remembering those behaviors, remembering the character. Because they've been gone for a while does not mean that those issues have changed. Sometimes evolvement does display. However, the more you talk and the longer that conversation goes and those character traits pop up, I was like, baby hasn't changed a bit. Look at God. He's just showed me that. Thank you. Thank you. Now let me get on off this phone. However, I do want to thank you for your presence in my life. I thank you for the years. I thank you for the time. I thank you for those priceless sessions of classes where I learned so much just by you being in my life. Thank you. You are a part of my becoming fabulous. You are a part of me continuing to be a lady through it all. Because all of these lessons, guess what? I'm that much more greater. I'm that much more prepared for the person that is supposed to be in my life. Thank you for leaving. Thank you for walking out. Make sure this time you put that vault lock on it this time. Close the door behind yourself. This time, oh yeah, I'm pushing some cranes behind it, all of those things. I've got to. Just have to do that. But just know in your heart of hearts, remind yourself you have to pull that strength from wherever you need to pull it. You're not in that space where you are just by happenstance. No, you worked extremely hard to get there because that person left your life. You had to pull up those bootstraps. You had to put in that work to stay sane. You loved them that much. Then they have the audacity to try to return. Never that. No, sir. No, ma'am. So, know you're amazing. Complete your I ams with I am amazing, I am fabulous, I am grace, I am grateful that I had the strength to get over that. I am grateful I had the strength to get through that. I am grateful to remember. I am grateful to remind myself of what I am not doing again. That's why it's important to thank them. They're not understanding why you thank them. But the more thank yous you give to them, the more grace you receive. I promise you, my right hand to the Most High, I promise you that. Been there, done it, wrote about it, still writing about it. Wait until volume 2 and 3 comes out this year. Page turners. That's all I have, Sparrows. You have been served on this Matters of the Heart Monday, right? I want to thank each and every one of you for dropping in tonight, sharing your comments, your likes, your loves, your shares, your presence. Thank you. Just remember, love never dies. And if you think it does, it was never genuine. It's a difference between lustful love and genuine love. Agape love. That's what I'm talking about. You know, love of the Spirit, that's where it's at. Your alignment, purpose, intentional, excited, the epitome of what joy is. That's what you want in your life. Your standards. Don't ever think your standards are too high. Never that. Your standards are never too high. Because you know, and only you know outside of God, how hard you have had to work to put those standards in place. Nobody knows your past but you and your Creator. Never forget that. Please don't welcome anyone back into your life that were the ones who caused you to have to bridge that gap to go across to the other side. From lustful love to agape love. Right? That's all the juice I have. I've juiced out. I have completely juiced out. And I know there's some comments in here. Teresa, you're saying we don't go back to what we prayed ourselves out of. No, I'm reminded of what, Isolation Island looks like. I intentionally put myself on the island. I stay there often because that's just me and my God. That's it. He reminds me of who I am. Girl, you're a reflection of me. You be a lady all the time. Continue to love. Continue to be love. Continue to show love. Give it away every opportunity you have. Give it away. However, if you have someone in your life who's not willing to receive the genuine love that you have, be grateful for that too. Because they need the love that you're giving. But the downside of that is they don't have it to give to themselves. So when you recognize those traits, love from a distance, bid adieu, and allow me to do that work in them. Because that's not your place, honey. No, ma'am, don't you try that again. Because I've done it way too many times. Jerome, yes, you say, no way, not anymore. Welcome to the house, Auntie Patrice. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, that's it, my loves. That's it, my sparrows. That's the juice I'm serving you tonight. Do not accept nonsense in your life. Sometimes you're tested just before the real deal shows up, just to see how you are going to respond when opportunity of the past shows up in your present. It could knock you off of your horse. Don't do that. Let's not accept that. Bid them adieu. Send them back where they came from. As my mom would say, send them back to the pits of hell where they came from, honey. I have forgiven you. I love you to live your life wherever it is. However, don't bring that nonsense back into your life, because something greater is waiting for you. Please pass the test. Please pass the test. Kevin Raddick, welcome in, my dear. Okay? That's the juice. Now take some time. Honestly, I'm saying this to you from my heart to yours. Take the time to read Philippians 4 through 13. Protect your heart at all times, because you're going to be challenged often. Please just don't give your heart away to someone who does not deserve it. You can love them, and you can do that from a distance. Okay? And on that note, I'm going to say love without conditions. Always possess a positive attitude and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.